There are a lot of pressures on Crown Prince Moulay Hassan of Morocco. I mean the pressures of having to spend his billion-dollar fortune in ways that outpace the other princes of the world. The prince reportedly has a net worth of around $1.5 billion. His family is even more loaded than that. So where do you live when you're both billionaires and royals? The prince and his family live in what's known as the Rabat Royal Palace. It was constructed all the way back in the 18th century and still stands as a home worthy of the most affluent people in the country. The golden walls are adorned with magnificent designs and vibrant colors that make other homes of heads of state look bland by comparison. I'm looking at you, White House. These designs were influenced by a combination of Arabic motifs and French formal styles. That includes extensive garden areas that trail through the estate. Not only is it a beautiful space, but it's also quite the tourist attraction, bringing in thousands to visit and, more importantly, spend money at the historic site every single year. It's no wonder the official name for this place translates to the venue of happiness palace. How could you not be happy growing up in a gorgeous architectural masterpiece like this? The palace has been a resolute sanctuary during several of the most important events in Moroccan history, from WW2 to the royal birth of Hassan II to the wedding of Muhammad VI. The palace has stood through it all, resolute and eternally gorgeous. Aside from housing the royal family, the palace has other functions as well. It has accommodations for the Moroccan Royal Guard, a college royale which educates senior members of the royal family, a cookery school, and a massive library built for the extensive manuscript collection of Hassan II. Why would you ever get another house when this one is so historically and aesthetically incredible? That is a hard real estate combination to find. The prince is known for having an extensive and historic car collection. Many of these wondrous vehicles go back in the family for years. These cars have passed through the generations as beautiful, beautiful inheritance pieces befitting people of their royal station. For instance, there's his 1957 Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Roadster that's worth well over $1 million. This car was actually brought to the family all the way in the 50s when it was driven to Morocco by renowned driver Joseph F. Werkel. It's been passed on ever since. This car is a true icon that many serious car enthusiasts have picked up. Those include the likes of Tony Curtis, Justin Trudeau, Pablo Picasso, and Paul Newman. That is just absolutely one of the coolest groups of people to be a part of. Then there's my favorite, the 1969 Ferrari 365 GT that is worth a few $100,000. This car is quintessential Ferrari, from the classic design that is simple, elegant, and just seems like it was made for speed, to the performance which backs up the car's design with a top speed of 150 miles per hour. If I was a massively wealthy prince, this would absolutely be the Ferrari that I would want. Also worth a few $100,000 is the family's fully restored 1939 BMW 327/28 Cabriolet. This is another extremely rare find for the family. It is one of only 482 ever produced, a true classic worthy of a royal garage. No collection is complete without at least one Lamborghini. That's right, I said it. Well, these royals do not disappoint. They've got a 1976 Lamborghini Morroco P300. This classic gem of a car is worth well over $100,000. It's considered to be a true mechanical masterpiece, so that may be a bit of a steal. I was really born into the wrong family, that's what I'm learning here. If you're going to be one of the most influential and stylish princes in the world, you've obviously got to fly in a next-level private jet. Well, don't worry, folks, because his jet does not disappoint even by the ridiculously high standards the rich and influential have for private jets. He rides around in one of the nicest private planes to ever take flight into the sky, a Gulfstream G650 jet. It is worth a substantial fortune just by itself. The price tag for his particular jet is a whopping $67.4 million. The jet certainly makes that price tag worth it too. It can fly 14,000 kilometers non-stop. It also features a lovely leather interior that is classy and professional, as you would expect. It is exactly the kind of jet a young prince who is trying to prove to the world that he is on his way to becoming a major player would buy. If this jet wasn't cool enough on its own, he had it outfitted with a unique license plate. That would be the digits CNAMH. This means Altesse or Majesty. So no matter where on earth or in the air he is, he's known as Majesty Moulay Hassan and literally nothing else. Of course, there's one feature that is unlikely any prince or pretty much anyone else in the world has in their jet. That is a weapons defense system. Seriously. The jet has an Israeli J-Music missile defense system. This is one of the finest missile deflectors money can buy. It integrates advanced fiber laser technology with its own high-rate thermal camera and a highly dynamic mirror turret. Just to put it in simple terms, if a missile comes flying at this jet, the music system will make sure that the heat-seeking missile is quickly identified and thrown off its target. It's commonly used for military craft and aircraft flying in areas with a huge risk of shoulder-mounted missiles. It's not normally seen on someone's private jet. It cost him an extra $20 million to have this bad boy installed. No small price tag for safety. I know that kinda sounds like his jet was designed by Tony Stark. Well, that's because it's accurate. This is exactly the kind of thing you could buy from Stark Industries if it was really up and running in real life. When you have one of the finest private jets money can buy, who wouldn't want to get into that cockpit and fly that baby? Well, this particular prince has exactly that in mind. In fact, he's got a real passion for aviation. He considers it one of his all-time favorite hobbies. This is a first for his family. He will go to the prestigious Royal Aeronautical School, where he will prove himself as the best princely pilot in the world. That's saying something too, because for generations, the men of the British royal family have enjoyed hanging out among the clouds. I would absolutely love it if they all decided to race one day. Who wouldn't be down for seeing something that awesome? Like Top Gun, but with princes. When a prince goes to take a vacation, he can't exactly just show up to Disney World or something like that. No, he's got to show the world just how to vacay like a proper prince. That's why when he went on a trip to the Greek islands, he took a very special ship. That would be the luxury yacht known as Serenity. This isn't cheap in the least. In fact, renting this beauty costs an unbelievable $596,000 a week. That is a crazy price for sure. That price seems to be well worth it though. Serenity is about the best yacht one could possibly take a vacation on. It is a recently refit 72-meter super yacht that can be chartered around through voyages along the Mediterranean, the Arabian Gulf, the Red Sea, and more. It features its own gym and a swimming pool along with the luxury accommodations that essentially make this vessel a 5-star hotel on the waves. So now when you become a billionaire prince, you'll know exactly what yacht to charter. That's a real time saver. So with a lifestyle this decadent, the obvious question now has to be asked. Exactly how rich is this prince anyway? Well, this seems to be something of a controversy. The entire family has a net worth of $5.7 billion, but that's not all the princes quite yet. There seems to be some disagreement about his specific net worth. Some would say that he's actually only worth a few $1 million, 1.5 to 5 million to be exact. There are many who believe that he personally is worth something more like $1.5 billion. Many think that he's actually the holder of quite the prestigious honor that would be the richest kid in the world. That's quite impressive. While the Moroccan royals may seem like major players, the royal family of Thailand is the #1 richest in the world with a net worth of $43 billion. That does put the Moroccan family's few billion to shame.